teachers, and welcome to our live stream. I am just starting us on Instagram. There we go. Hello, my name is Karen, and I work with the social media team on the Teaching English social media channels. And I am joined by
Maria, that's me. My name is Maria, and I'm one of the course tutors in the community for teachers in Facebook. And so I'll be working over the next 3 months with the amazing Arabia and Stephen as well. And where are you? Where are you, Karen?
Well, now you mention it. Maria, I am in San Francisco, United States. And you are in?
I am, guess. I bet you won't be able to guess. I'm actually, I'm in Australia. I'm in Australia, everyone. But yeah, so it's winter here at the moment. That's why I'm a little bit cold. I'm in Melbourne. Yeah, so quite cold here at the moment.
Well, I'm in San Francisco where it is summer, although a little bit chilly today, but we've had some summer. But what's most exciting, I think, about today is that we have Naomi moderating, and she is in Thailand. So we have 3 continents. We're streaming to 3 channels. So welcome everybody who is joining us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, although I'm getting an error message from YouTube. So I'm hoping that Naomi might be able to fix something, or really sorry, apologies for Facebook. For Instagram, hope that it will fix itself. So hello and welcome everybody. Now we have just started on our Teaching English page. We have just started a new theme on, what's our new theme, Maria?
Assessing learning.
Ooh,
that's right.
I
know.
Learning. Oh, wow. That's sort of a feeling like, I don't know, like the first words that you feel assessing learning. So Maria, tell us a little bit about assessing learning.
Yeah, so actually what I wanted to do is by starting by just saying, because just based on your reaction there, assessing learning, that's often my reaction as well when I hear the word assessment and assess. And I just want to start by maybe just quickly talking about what this theme isn't about. So assessing learning is not about, it's not about just giving grades to your learners and giving them marks and ranking your learners and making them compete against each other. And it's not just about, written assessments, and it's not just about judging our learners based on that one written assessment at the end of the year. So it's not about that. And also what it's not just about the teacher. It's not just about the teacher assessing. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that it's not about, and it's all those things that make assessments scary for us, I think.
That's very true. And that I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I was doing this afternoon. But before we do that, let's say hello to some of the teachers who are joining us. Yeah. So hello from Masayoshi from Japan. And we have Rachna, hello, and we also have Ellie from Ecuador, and we have Natalie from Peru, and we have Mark, good morning, hello everybody, and also we have a lot of people watching us on Instagram, so welcome to everybody on Instagram as well.
Welcome, hello.
Yeah, so we're in 3 continents moderating, and with Maria and myself, and we are also in 2 summer and winter. So we're both hemispheres. I love it. It's like really properly global.
That's right.
So Maria, this afternoon I volunteered to do some gardening. As many people, many of our followers know, I quite like a little bit of gardening, and so I went to volunteer for the gardening this afternoon. And I was thinking about our theme of assessing learning, and was noticing how the group leader was helping us. So she set expectations at the beginning of what we needed to plant, and she also said she was going to check all of our our jobs as we went along. So we knew that at certain stages to ask her to come and check And she would then say, oh, you need to like dig it a bit deeper, or put it more of an angle, or add more water, or put some fertilizer, or various things like that. And it really helped me a lot to have those expectations and then know what was going to happen at each stage. So it really got me thinking about assessment. Like, we were being assessed, but it didn't feel scary and it didn't feel stressful. And I don't think it was stressful for her either. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that's interesting. It sounds like you've got an amazing teacher there for starters.
She was pretty good, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that actually applies really well to what we do and should do and can do in the classroom as well. So as you were saying, you had the expectations were set. So that's a little bit like what we can do in the classroom as well, like making the objectives clear to our students, what it is that they're going to be learning. Even if it is a formal assessment, making the criteria clear to them at the outset so they know what's expected of them. So that's the first thing. Also, what you say about feeling supported throughout the I guess it's not really a lesson that you're having, but the experience, right?
The experience, so, yeah.
You feel supported throughout the experience. And I guess, that is really the point of assessment, really. So, because assessment is just really one part of the whole, I guess, a piece of the whole teaching learning puzzle, right? So if we can get assessment right, it helps everything else balance out, and it actually contributes to our students' feeling of like being included and feeling that they're actually succeeding or growing and making progress. So yeah, I think that's a really great, and so it's kind of an analogy there, but yeah, a very great example that you've just given there.
It was, yeah. It did make me think quite a lot about like how I approach assessment in my own classes, and some of it is a little bit of a barrier of like, we have to do it because it's imposed from a school. Others is, well, I need to do it because we want to basically measure our students' progress. I'm just going to say hello to some more people here, because we've got
people here, haven't we?
Poncho from Thailand, and we have Chile, and we have Mexico. Hello, Jose, and Honduras.
Hi, Carlos.
Yeah, and from Cambodia, and we've got here Diane from the Philippines, and here Natalie is saying here it's cold.
I feel you. I feel you, Natalie. I completely understand.
I also just wanted to mention somebody from Seg Books on Instagram is saying, can you greet Argentina? Hello, Argentina, and welcome. So,
Hola.
yes, hola todos to Argentina. And we have many, many, many teachers watching us from Instagram as well, which is very exciting.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, yes, go on.
So going back to assessment and what we'll be covering over the course of the next 3 months. So really I think one important thing is to try and change, again, going back to that, that feeling that the word assessment kind of provokes us, that kind of, and we were talking earlier about how assess rhymes with stress, weren't we? How
we were, and I was like, that's the first time I've heard of that, and I thought, oh, yes, that's true, assessment stress. And we were talking about maybe we need to find another word. Did you come up with another word?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we've got some suggestions from the teachers who are watching, but I guess it would be nice to have something that actually encapsulates what it's all about, and which is what you were saying about supporting students and helping them understand what it is that they're doing in the classroom, and helping them themselves understand how they're working towards achieving those goals. So I don't know, what could be a word for that?
I was thinking of something like measuring success, something positive.
Yes.
And having something, when I think about assessment, I think of like old school, and I feel that things have changed a bit over time. So we asked teachers a couple of days ago. Naomi posted a question. I'm just going to read some of the answers. She posted a question. How do you feel about assessing your learners? So, teachers watching, how do you feel about assessing learning? Like, what words spring to mind? Let us know in the comments.
Mm,
We've got one already here from Irena, who's
it's
saying, I
interesting.
consider student assessment as my self-assessment as well.
Mm.
Quite love
Well,
that.
yeah, I mean, that is interesting because, yes, assessment, it's not only about assessing our learners. Obviously, we want to understand how our learners are doing, but it is also, assessment is also for us, as Irene says, it's for us to kind of understand, okay, how are my students learning? Okay, do I need to take a step back? Does
Mm-hmm.
something need to be presented differently? What are the gaps? Okay, so you're not going to just kind of push through with what you have planned. So assessment allows you to kind of take stock and maybe change direction a little bit as well in the
Can be.
classroom. So
Can
yeah.
be. We've
So,
got some comments here from Instagram. We've got Monica is saying hello from Chile. It's 20 to 11 in the morning there. I think that's in the morning. And we've got Everyday English Institute. Hello, welcome. And Argentina. And we've got Martina from Ecuador as well. So Irina's talking about considering student assessment as self-assessment as well. On our Facebook question, we asked how do teachers feel about student assessing, and we've got a comment here from one of our followers saying, Nargiza saying, I assess students by introducing rubrics at the beginning of each unit in general, or each class according to the lesson plan. It's less stressful as students know in advance what they're expected to do. It's vital to take the student's ability into account when assessing. So that concept of, setting rubrics or using like assessment criteria is part of being a successful assessment.
Yeah, that's right. And it's as you were saying in your experience there with the gardening,
Exactly.
setting the expectations as well, so students know what it is that they're what's expected of them.
Yeah, I think that's very important, and it's part of this theme that we will be looking at around assessment criteria, writing them, using them, knowing how to use them, and applying them, and sort of setting expectations at the beginning. So, teachers watching, do you do this too? Setting expectations, and how do you do it? We've got a comment here from Queen, who says, students' assessment shows us some evidence of students' learning progress so that we can adjust our teaching. That's what you were like talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly it. Yeah, yes.
It's very, very true.
So, a similar comment from Mark to boost students' understanding of the while learning. So
Like about the
again,
learning activities, yes.
yes. And also I like his use of the word while, because it is actually, I mean, the emphasis is on this is something that we don't just do at the end of a lesson or at the end of a course or at the end of a unit or at the end of the year. This is something that is just part, like it should be inbuilt into the whole teaching and learning process.
It's part of what we do, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
embedded.
Yes.
Like a code.
I think sometimes, and again, I want to use your term, measuring success.
Okay. Well, might have coined a new phrase.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, I think let's try and spread this. But I think that so sometimes we're measuring success without even realizing that we're doing it. So there might be a lot of teachers here that are thinking, oh, assessment, but actually we're doing it all the time, observing what our students are doing in the classroom.
That is such a good point, Maria.
Yeah.
That sometimes we'll take it out, like separate it out, but actually we're always watching our students, and our brains are, running at 100. I'll be metric. I'm in the US, but I won't say miles. 100 kilometers an hour. And we're noticing them. We're building that back into what we're going to say next as well. There's a comment here. Let me just whiz over to there's a comment on Instagram from Lily Salk who's saying, I think that it's important to give students the opportunity to assess themselves.
Yeah.
So is this part
Excellent.
of this theme as well?
Yes, definitely. So assessment. So it's, I guess, what we refer to as assessment for learning. It comes under that umbrella, assessment for learning. So encouraging our learners. It's all about learner training, isn't it? Encouraging our learners to understand what it is that they're doing, to understand the. We've kind of already talked about it, to helping them to understand the criteria, how to assess themselves against the criteria. And there's many different ways that we can do this. What's your favorite way of doing it?
Well, I won't give away any secrets because we're going to be sharing those, and we're going to be looking at over the next 3 months assessment techniques. So ideas, assessment for learning and of learning. They always get muddled about because they sound quite similar, but kind of like in the gardening group leader today, when she was setting the expectations and then checked our work, and then based on what she checked, we amended what we did next. So looking at sort of, where you want to go, what happened, changing the direction or not. There's a comment here from Munaza. Show this one. It's important to set high expectations for students to know where they are right now and what needs to be done to get them to achieve the goal. Yes. Like you can think of it climbing a ladder or going on a path to, I don't know, the destination there. And I think, go on.
Juan as well is saying, I like this. Not pushing his students to formal assessment activities, but always monitoring their performance. So again, as we were talking earlier about constantly observing our students, at the same time, I make them monitor among themselves. So yes, not just about self-assessment, but also peer assessment. Well done,
we do like a bit of peer assessment. We'll also be talking about peer assessment because I know when I'm learning the local language where I live in Spain, and we sometimes have to do some peer assessment, and it's always a little bit difficult because we're naturally very critical of ourselves, and so and then very polite with others. So what helped me, if you don't know each other very well. So over the next few months, we'll be talking about peer assessment. How do we do it? Tips and tricks, and also sharing ideas from our teaching community. Let me just have a quick look at anything. Okay. Yes, we've got another comment on Instagram from Lily Salk, who's saying students need to recognize the aspects that they have to take into account. So that's what you were saying before about, what are the criteria, setting the expectations.
Yeah, there's a really nice comment from Irene as well. Assessment happens along the whole class, which is what we've been talking about. Yep, definitely. And then she says, just by looking at students' engagement and faces. So I think that actually speaks to a really important point about, assessment or feedback taking different forms. So some students, because some students might not be very verbal or might not be very confident. They don't feel comfortable speaking up. So if you can incorporate different kinds of assessment methods to get feedback from your students into the lessons, and that might entail looking at expressions, or maybe like things like little cards with emojis on them. That
Love
kind
a bit of cards, little cards, little things on the tables. Lots of different ways. So the time is whizzing by, Maria. I can't believe that. It's so lovely chatting to you.
Yes.
We also need to show what we have, what this theme is about, and where to find out information. So I'll start by showing you where to find out more information about WeOff, and then Maria will continue with some courses. So the first step is, let me just go back to my homepage.
Hi, Richard. Hi, Richard from Philippines.
Oh, yes. Hello. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen here. Let's hope I get the right one.
Yeah.
That's the right one. Okay, so here we are.
Mhm.
And let me just get rid of that banner as well.
That's it.
There we go. Okay, so here is our Teaching English homepage.
Mhm.
And you'll see that right here is this is the view as if you were looking on your mobile phone. So here we have what's happening. We click on that and we get down to a little bit of blurb about the theme, and we also have these 3 pathways here. Now, these 3 pathways, we have 3 months, and we look at one of these pathways each month. So the first month, this month in July, we'll just be looking at getting started with assessing learning. And when we chat again and meet together next month, we'll go a little bit further. And then in the 3rd month, we'll look more on a deeper dive. So the first
Lovely.
pathway is getting started. So our lovely team at the Teaching English team have put together, the web team have put together a whole bunch of resources here that you can have a look at. So there's what's the theme about, but there's also here lots of resources. And what I quite like about these is that they tell you how long each one is. So you might have half an hour to listen to a podcast, or you might just have a quick few minutes in between things to watch a little video on inclusive assessment. You might have longer to watch one of our webinars, a recording of a previous webinar. And we also have lesson plans, a lot of lesson plans that have been collected here, which you can explore under this here. Lesson plans around assessment. And a workbook that will guide you through some reflective tasks. And there's a quite nice reflective cycle in there as well. Moving on, we also have, let me just go back here. Is that going to work? Go back. Yes. So we've got a course here. We've got courses connected to assessing learning. Over to you, Maria.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you
Everything
very
about the
much.
courses.
That's right, because these are the three main courses over the next few months. So they actually started this week. Assessing learning, teaching English in primary, and teaching English through literature. So we've already talked about assessing learning and the kinds of things that we'll cover. But I have to say, I just want to add one little thing about assessing learning. I love I love all the courses, but I just love how this course actually starts with a consideration of inclusive learning, because a lot of times teachers think how my learners learn differently, and they have questions about differentiation and how can I differentiate assessment. So I just love that this course starts with that. That kind of sets the scene for everything else. So highly recommend that one. Teaching English in primary. So if you're a primary teacher, you're going to absolutely love this course. And what I love about this course in particular is that every unit almost kind of starts with a little bit of, and I don't want to scare people off, but a little bit of kind of theory, but it's all very accessible and very engaging, and then quickly goes on to activities, so that actual activities that you can implement into the classroom. But what that does, that connection there helps you understand why those activities are helpful, and why how those activities can support your learners in those particular areas. So that's something I love about that one. Teaching English through literature, again, another amazing course which should appeal to all teachers. And I just want to say, similar to assessment, I think sometimes the word literature can be a bit scary for teachers. They might think, oh, well, I don't have time to teach novels, and my students don't have time to read novels, and they're not at that level. But you know what? That's not what we mean by literature. So by doing this course, you'll come to understand that actually literature just means stories. So this can include things like, you could use extracts from novels, that's appropriate. It might be poems, it might be storybooks, it might even be lyrics from songs. So again, this course is going to be super useful as a way to help you support your learners through real life written forms. So the great thing about using literature with your learners is that it introduces them to using language in context, in real life context. So yes, so love all those courses, highly recommend all of them.
Fantastic. And we also have a course for teacher educators, helping teachers to learn.
That's,
Yep.
that's
Do you want
right.
to say anything about that one?
Yeah, so this one is so we've actually run this course before, but if you haven't done it, this is a great course for if you are somebody in a position that, you know, maybe you'll mentor other teachers, or maybe you want to, you know, support other teachers. Maybe you're a senior teacher, or even if you're not, I think this can be useful for you. I think anybody can take part in this course, right?
Definitely. Anyone can take part in that course. It's very useful if you are working with other teachers or about to work with other teachers, or even if you're doing like inset sessions or little workshops with your colleagues.
That's
Also
right.
quite useful. And this one is quite close to my heart because I was involved in writing some of it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Well done.
Last year, a while ago. So we also have, look at what we have on. It's going to be a busy few months ahead of us.
Very busy.
These are all our live events. And we're starting our live events with this one is what we're doing right now. We have a teacher educator webinar coming up on the 8th of July, and we've got 2 webinars on assessing learning coming up. So Naomi will put the links in there for you to sign up, or you can just come to this page, click on this, and sign up down here and register. So that's all of our events, and we have lots and lots of special days coming up and lesson plans for all of our special days. So my goodness, what a lot of things. I feel exhausted.
Can I just plug one more thing?
Yes.
Yeah, the teachers community in Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, so another great thing, if you're taking part, if you're completing any of those courses, we kind of have a supplementary kind of live resource, which is a Facebook community that you can join. And what happens there is that we have discussions going on in there that are related to the content in the courses. So it's a chance for you to exchange ideas and ask questions and answer other teachers' questions. So it's a really, I highly recommend that as well. It's a really great community. And I just want to say, I'm not in the community full time. I don't work, but whenever I come back and I'm part of it, I always feel like it's just so welcoming and such a great place to be. So come and join us, and I'm sure you'll feel the same. Yeah.
So we've got quite a lot on. Might feel a little bit like, I don't know where to begin.
Oh, yeah.
So start small. Don't worry. We've got 3 months to have lots of interesting discussions about all the aspects of assessing learning, measuring success, finding the pathway, designing tasks. I've got a list here, designing tasks, like we were mentioning, using criteria, you know, setting expectations. And Maria also mentioned assessment of learning and for learning. We'll find out all about that, all about differentiation and some inclusive assessments and different types of assessments. But most important, that assessment can be fun, I think.
Yes, yeah, and it doesn't have to be scary, and it's not assessment, it's measuring
success. Maria, thank you so much for joining me, and for all of our teachers on Instagram. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about YouTube. Not sure what happened there. You know what it's like. So next time we will investigate that. Thank you very much, Naomi, in Thailand for moderating. Thank you, Maria, in Australia. And I'm Karen in San Francisco, just temporarily. So Maria, we'll see you online in the courses. We'll see you online making videos about assessment. And teachers watching, have a lovely rest of your day. Remember wherever you are, remember to click like. Follow us along for more tips, tricks, and information about assessment. See you all very soon.
See you.
Bye.